I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to call the Lamar City Council regular meeting for Tuesday, January 2, 2024 to order. We'll start with roll call, please.
Goodchild.
Here.
Wick.
Yes.
Sturgeon.
Yes.
Bruns.
Yep.
Pick.
Here.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. General discussion, citizens. Any citizens here to address the council? We'll go ahead and step forward and please state your name and address so we know where you're coming from, I guess.
My name's Jared Farmer, and I live at 326 7th Street Southwest, and I'm here just to kind of put my input in the yield signs at that intersection of the corner of 4th and 7th Street, where there's been quite a few accidents. I understand that it's hopefully going to be passed and we get yield signs put up. I guess the biggest thing for me is all the accidents that I've seen. It's one of those deals where what's it gonna take to get everybody on board to either get stop signs or yield signs before a small child going to school, coming home from school, gets hit. You know, and I got cameras on my house, and yeah, it's one of those deals where I don't have them to basically protect my house. It's that intersection, because we've lived there since 2010, and I believe there's been at least 2 to 3 accidents a year at that intersection. I might be wrong, but it's a lot bigger number than what it ever should be. And it's just, a lot of it is the students coming out of the parking lot, and there never was an accident at that intersection until they put that driveway out of that north side of the parking lot at the school. Those kids come out of there, they go across the boulevard, and I've seen it at times. I know dang well they're hitting 50 miles an hour going through that intersection. You can't stop. You know, we got to get something done before somebody gets seriously hurt. And yeah, thank the Lord that my son is smart enough that he don't play in the street, but there is kids around that area that do play in the street because they don't have yards, you know, that they can really enjoy. So it's just, I'm hoping everybody's on board and we can get this done, because yeah, like I said, I don't want to have to see a family bury a son or a daughter or anything, or even an animal, you know, somebody's pet. That's still a family member. So
Thank you, Jared.
all right, thank you.
Sorry I didn't recognize you with the beard. So.
And the long hair.
And the long hair.
When we used to golf, you were bald.
Oh, I've been back and forth 3 or 4 times.
Any other citizens here?
I thought that's who that was.
Good afternoon. My name is Steve Beveridge. I live at 405 7th Street Southwest, which would be on the opposite corner of Jared. He's my neighbor. And I too expressed concern on this intersection. 9 out of the 10 wrecks you'll find has a car coming from the south headed north. And that's actually from this high school. It's a straight shot over. You hit R Street, 6th Street, 5th Street, and then you're right there at Lincoln. Make a right turn on a roll and go, and then you hit 4th Street, and you got Taco Bell, and you got Quick Star, and that's what's happening. The kids are rushing down for lunches. Most of the time, it's lunchtime and after school. Used to be in the mornings, but after the high school got the new parking lot, all the cars off the street. Makes it a little easier, I think. So I'm totally on board with putting a yield sign in. I'd rather have a stop sign, but I know we got to start somewhere, and a yield sign's the best place to start right now. I've had wrecks end up in my front yard, right at my front door. Yeah, I've got pictures of it, and I was talking to the chief, and he said, I remember that. That was extrication on that one. So you know they're going fast. One car was the neighbor's, where their deck was. We just took the deck down, and that's where it parked. The other one was in my yard right next door. So appreciate if you all get on board with this, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to thumbs up, or any other citizens, sorry. There's a citizen.
Both ways, right? Citizen. Fire chief, just some good things to Rob and Joyce Scheitler with the Christmas Acres. Going to give us $9,100 roughly to the fire rescue department as part of their fundraiser this year. So I wanted to give a quick thumbs up, shout out, or whatever you want to call it to them for thinking of us and making us one of the beneficiaries for that. So thanks to them.
Good. Any other citizens? Seeing none, we'll move on to the thumbs up award. I won't put you on the spot first, Brad. We'll start on this end. Mark?
Thumbs up and welcome to Brad Pick, and then also a thumbs up to all the folks who ran, because it's a lot to put yourself out there.
Thank you. Steve?
Some thumbs up to the department heads and to Jason for putting out his reports in a timely fashion when he gets them, to get them out to us so we can see them and go over them. So thank you.
I just wanted to echo the chief's comments about Rob and Joyce Scheitler donating the money from the light display that they put on. I think they raised north of $18,000 this year, which was pretty amazing, and goes to two very notable and worthy causes. So, Mark?
Well, I can't, yeah, Brad, welcome. Thank you. Thumbs up to you. I really didn't have any, but thumbs up to you two citizens. It really speaks volumes when people, you do not know how much it speaks when people show up on a cause they care about. It means a lot, so thank you. Thumbs up to that.
I'd like to give a thumbs up to the street department for opening the Twig and Branch site after the ice storm.
Yeah, that was very good. Thank you. Brad?
Well, I'd like to give a thumbs up to everybody that's been involved with the whole holiday, all of the different promotions, including the Scheitlers, to Christmas in hometown, and it's nice. It was nice to see all of the people parking downtown, walking through downtown. Not only does it create a real festive environment, I think it provides a significant economic impact. So thanks to everybody that was involved with that, put in who knows countless how many hours to make all of that happen.
All right, moving on to Agenda C, consent items. Under consent items, we have an approval of the December 19, 2023 regular meeting minutes, a list of bills for period ending 12/31/23, and the mayor, council, staff assignments for 2024. And I believe we have a proposed change for those. Mark, do you want to discuss that?
Yeah, I would request, and I've spoken with Steve, to maybe move myself over to community services, and I would trade him with public works.
We have a trade on the table.
Can we get a draft pick for that or not?
I do want to clarify, it's nothing against the committee, the Public Works Committee. I just really enjoy a few of the topics under the community services and want to be more involved with those.
Okay.
And it works for me as well.
So under Public Works, we'll cross off Mark Sturgeon and put Steve Wick. And under Community Services, we'll cross off Steve Wick and put Mark Sturgeon. I got that right? Sure. All right. Any other concerns or discussion?
Then with those edits, I would propose accepting consent items 1 through 3.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to action items. First action item is one that we had brief input from citizens on, and that is the yield sign request. The Public Safety Committee met on December 18, 2023 to discuss the dangerous conditions and the accident history at 4th Avenue Southwest and 7th Street Southwest. A few years ago, yield signs were placed at the 3rd Avenue Southwest and 7th Street intersection due to the same reasons. Those yield signs have helped. The recommendation is that the Public Safety Committee is recommending that yield signs be placed on 4th Avenue Southwest to control the north-south traffic.
Chief and Chief, have the has the school been made aware that this is a serious situation?
They have a few times, our SRO has addressed it a few times. We try our best to sit in the area as often as we can, but we have 4 different schools to roll, but yes, they have.
Okay, then, and I don't want to get off this one too much, but there's also an issue when kids leave T&I. Heading down the boulevard, I've witnessed it myself, 4th Avenue. It's a racetrack a lot of times.
My officers like to sit on the boulevard and run radar.
Okay.
You know exactly.
But just be aware of that. But back to this, so the school's been made aware of it. Have speed bumps been looked at as a possibility? I'm totally for your yield signs, no problem. But have speed bumps been visited with, maybe the school being forced to put in speed bumps coming out of them?
That I'm not sure of. We haven't discussed speed bumps on the city street.
Okay, all right.
You're talking in the school parking lot or the city street?
I'm talking school parking lot. I don't know that
They
we.
used to have them. They don't anymore.
What's that?
They used to have some, but they don't anymore currently.
Because of the new parking lot? And maybe it's time that gets visited.
If this gets passed today, it's on my agenda to put on our extra patrol section where, once the signs are replaced, we will spend time at the sign.
Okay, because I'm guessing Knight doesn't really want speed bumps out on the road, you know?
There won't be speed bumps out there.
That'd be fun for plowing. Since when did you get to make policy?
In 10 years, you can talk about it.
No,
You can place them, they're not gonna be there for long.
no. I was just curious about those items, so.
And public safety was pretty unanimous on recommending this.
And we had an accident shortly after we met about this issue, which just reinforced it immensely.
I grew up on the corner of 3rd Avenue and 8th Street, and this was prior to 8th Street even having a stop sign on it. And the yield sign on 3rd Avenue and 7th Street has been there a very long time. So, in fact, it was a result of an accident my mother was in. So there. There is an immense amount of traffic around there, and anything we can do to curb that would be helpful, so.
Seeing that, motion to adopt resolution number 24-1, adding 2 yield signs on 4th Avenue Southwest at the intersection of 7th Street Southwest.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Sturgeon,
Yes.
Pick,
Yes.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Bruns,
Yes.
Wick.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you for your input. Feel free to stay for the rest of the meeting if you wish, but you can leave if you want. So. Action item D2. Attached is a list of various fees, charges, and licenses which show charges as follows. Current fees, licenses, and charges. Proposed changes are in red. Administration recommends council approval. There weren't too many changes, excuse me, to fees and charges. There's some meter changes as well as some fire services billing.
Yeah, the updated one separate.
And the water reconnection charge changed, and some customer service charges for the water department as well. Any questions or concerns about the fees and charges?
And you and the department heads work together on these increases, or do you present it to them and they say, yeah, no?
It gets sent out to them every year and they recommend changes.
Gotcha.
I was wondering if we shouldn't increase our fees for the campground by $5 a night across the board. With all the work that everyone wants done out there.
I don't think $5 would affect any of the people that stay there. I think they would pay it.
Get towards that.
Front page.
Very first page.
Where's that 20? Just across the board, except tents maybe? Or you want tents?
We don't even have any non-electric tent sites anymore, do we? And they all get taken out?
No, aren't those ones as you come in the north side?
Yeah, they're still there. I mean, the posts are gone with the numbers on it, but they can still tent there.
Yeah, I've seen a few tents over the
And
summer.
I'm not opposed to this. I know that everywhere I camp, these fees are low.
Yeah.
I know where I go, the primitive tent sites are $17 a night.
I'm not opposed to it at all.
So that would be 25 for the north sites, 30 for the south sites, 35 for the beach sites, and 20 for the electric tent sites,
And
and
15 for
15 for the
non-electric.
non.
But do we have any non-electric? We do have some? Okay. Do they prepay at all? Do people like have prepaid? So we would exempt them from the new charge?
Well,
For the year?
they're not supposed to accept anything until April 1.
No,
Oh,
it's a
so
clean
nobody-
slate.
so it is clean, so it is clean. Okay, that's all I'm asking, Justin. Go ahead and make it.
I would second that if Brian made a motion. If he hasn't, I'll let him make it first.
I'll make a motion adopting resolution number 24-2, approving the recommended list of fees, licenses, and charges for calendar year 24 with amendment.
Second.
The amendment being the $5 increase across the board.
Yep.
On the campground.
Yep.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Do we want Trudy and whatever his name is?
Chad.
Do we want Trudy and Chad's input on this or not? I mean,
I already sent it out to him, we didn't want to change it. So, I mean, it's gonna be a surprise to him that you changed it. He wanted to keep it the same again, but
I'm in favor of it.
Yeah.
Well, I think with the amount of work that you're talking about doing, a $5 increase is justified. Now, if you just want to wait until the next meeting to make sure that Chad and Trudy are aware of it, we table it till then, but otherwise I'd be in favor of
I say we just
changing
pass it.
Yeah.
It is a city owned facility, so true fish, retract my question.
I would pass it.
I think we passed it before we get into budget talks.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, they're still cheap.
Well, we have a motion and a second, so we
Yeah.
do have to vote on
I
that
know.
or anything.
That's fine.
All right, motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Goodchild.
Yes.
Wick.
Yes.
Pick.
Yes.
Sturgeon.
Yes.
Bruns.
Yes. Motion carried. Moving on to action item D3, Lamar's Industrial Park 4th Edition project. ISG has prepared plans for the 2024 Lamar's Industrial Park 4th Edition. The project consists of the installation of sanitary sewer, storm sewer, and the paving of industrial roads. The proposed schedule is January 2, 2024, council set public hearing. January 16, 2024, public hearing. February 13, 2024, bids due at 10 a.m. February 20, 2024, award. September 2024, completion. Administration recommends council proceed with a public hearing. The financial impact is the estimate for the project is $2.9 million to be funded with tax increment financing TIP.
Jason, where does that number come from?
ISG.
That estimate? It does, okay.
Yeah, and right now it falls in the current TIF. But it probably wouldn't be long before we actually switch and do just like we did with the Business 75, created a new TIF. We'll probably create a new one for this one also.
Because there's only a few years left that
Yeah.
we wouldn't be able to pay that off.
Yeah. Well, we should be able to pay it off, but
Yeah.
I think before any industries or anything start building on it is probably the time we should get it switched to a new urban renewal area to see the benefits of that increased taxes. So.
Okay.
Plus, this plan does not include the extension of the rail, so that's going to be a separate project.
But I thought the extension of the rail fell on the railroad. I thought they did the improvement.
Not the main rail.
They did
Spurs.
Spurs. But we own, okay. We'd have to pay for the actual main rail,
Yep.
and then they come off of it.
All the individual spurs are the industries.
Whoever uses it.
Yep. Main line is ours.
I knew we owned it, but for some reason I thought, okay.
And that new TIP district can be made before the award, or I mean after the award of this?
Yeah, because we still have, like I said, we still have the current one in place, so. Yeah, so it can be done afterwards. I mean,
Do you
there's,
know the expiration of the current one, is it 2027 or 80?
well, December 1st of '26, we have to, would be our last certification of debt to receive taxes in '27, '28.
That sounds right.
See, the only issue, Brian, is that when we create the new urban renewal area, the valuation is frozen on the date that gets approved.
Right.
I mean, so that's starting all new. So the hope would be to get that frozen before anything of taxable value is built there. So it can only increase from that point.
Got it.
I would make a motion to establish January 16, 2024 at 12 p.m. for a public hearing on plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimate of costs for the 2024 Lamar's Industrial Park 4th Edition project, and to establish February 13, 2024 to receive and open bids, with said bids considered at the February 20th, 2024 meeting.
Second.
And a motion and a second.
Further discussion.
Any further discussion?
Couple questions. So, Mark, does this fall under the definition of making us shovel-ready? Once completed, does this fall into that?
It'll depend on your definition of shovel-ready.
Actually, it's more your definition.
So my definition of shovel-ready is you have infrastructure in place and you have rough grading done. But that doesn't mean whoever purchases the lot might not have to do additional grading. And I've run into this in the past.